I just got a tax rebate.
Praise the Lord and pass the tax rebate.
There's a rebate on rents paid.
Welcome back to The Explainer. I'm so thrilled you're joining us today because, well, we're doing something incredibly fun. This is a special talk word edition of the show. If you're learning English, or honestly, if you're just fascinated by the hidden quirks of everyday vocabulary, you already know that some words can be kind of tricky to pin down out there in the real world. Today, we're diving deep into the exact meaning, the fascinating historical origin, and the real-world usage of one specific, absolutely crucial English word. Our goal? To make complex concepts crystal clear. So, get comfortable, bring your curiosity, and let's expand that vocabulary together.
Okay, so let's dive right into this by putting ourselves in a very familiar, everyday scenario. Have you ever bought an item, maybe a shiny new smartphone, a kitchen appliance, or I don't know, even a new set of tires for your car? And the salesperson promised that you'd get some of your money back later. Picture it. You're standing there at the cash register, paying the full ticket price. But there's this enticing promise floating in the air that a portion of that cash will eventually find its way back into your wallet. It's a very specific, kind of suspenseful type of shopping experience, right? Well, there's a precise English word for this exact situation. And honestly, fully understanding it can actually save you quite a bit of money.
That magic word is rebate. A rebate is a noun, and it means a partial refund of money that has been paid for a purchase, tax, or utility. Now, I want to pace this carefully so we can really absorb the mechanics here. Notice the key phrases, partial refund and has been paid. This isn't about getting something for free right away. No, this is about a financial transaction that has already happened in the past. You handed the seller your money, the government collected your taxes, or the utility company took your monthly payment. Then, after the fact, a fraction of that money is returned to you. That return, that specific chunk of money making its way back to your pocket, is the rebate.
Now this brings us to what is probably the biggest point of confusion for language learners and shoppers alike. What exactly is the difference between a discount and a rebate? Well, on one hand, we have the discount. A discount is money off before you pay. If a $100 item has a $20 discount, you only hand the cashier $80. Boom, the savings happen instantly, right there at the register. But on the other hand, we have the rebate. A rebate is money back after you pay. For that same $100 item with a $20 rebate, you actually have to give the cashier the full $100 first. Only later do you get that $20 back. So the fundamental difference between these two words, it literally all comes down to the timing of the savings. So let's look at the mechanics of the rebate.
Here is the step-by-step reality of how a rebate actually operates in your everyday life. Step 1. You pay the full price up front. There's just no getting around this part. Your bank account is going to temporarily feel the full weight of that purchase. Step 2. You must send the receipt. Now this is the catch. Companies know that we are all busy and, let's face it, often forgetful. To actually get your rebate, you usually have to take a deliberate action. Filling out a tedious online form, mailing in a physical piece of paper, or scanning your receipt into an app to prove you made the purchase. And finally, step 3. Get cash back. If you followed the instructions perfectly in step 2, the company will eventually mail you a check or transfer the funds directly to your account. And just like that, by completing those 3 actions, you successfully navigated the mechanics of a rebate.
Language is essentially a living fossil, and the word rebate actually has a surprisingly aggressive historical origin. It comes from the old French root rebate, which literally translates to beat down. Just think about that imagery for a second. When you're getting a rebate, you're metaphorically beating down the original price of the item. Centuries ago in busy markets, buyers and sellers would passionately argue and haggle over costs, essentially beating the price down to a level they both could agree on. Over time, that physical, almost aggressive idea of beating down a price evolved into the modern, highly civilized financial term we use today for a post-purchase refund. It's absolutely fascinating how words travel through time and completely change their flavor, isn't it?
I really want to congratulate you on adding such a practical, historically rich word to your English vocabulary today. Mastering words like rebate is what truly elevates your fluency and makes navigating the English-speaking world so much easier. And hey, if you enjoyed this focused approach to language learning, I highly encourage you to check out the companion app for this explainer. It's called TalkWord. The app lets you listen to engaging, podcast-style explanations of just about any English word you can think of. It's specifically designed to help you master new vocabulary efficiently. And the best part? You can learn on the go, whether you're commuting to work, hitting the gym, or just taking a walk. It basically takes the clear, structured learning we do here on The Explainer and puts it right in your pocket.
So,
As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this final, exciting thought. Which English word will you master next? Language is this endless ocean of ideas, history, and human connection, just waiting for you to dive right in. Keep asking great questions, keep looking up those tricky vocabulary words, and always remember that every new term you learn unlocks a brand new piece of the world. Thank you so much for learning with the Explainer today. Don't forget to check out the TalkWord app, and we'll catch you next time.